Hola mis amigos, we're making rotisserie chicken. For today's recipe, we are going to be looking at this COSORI air toaster oven. And if you don't know by now on this channel, COSORI is very quickly growing to be one of my absolute favorite kitchen companies. All of their products are fantastic and I actually do continue to use them in my daily cooking life. So I know that this one is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is going to be one of your all-in-one devices. This one has 12 unique presets. It is an 1800 watt convection oven and it has the presets for toasting, bagels, pizza, bake, roast, air fry, broil, cookies, rotisserie, dehydrate, ferment, and warm. And as far as the capacity goes, it says that it can hold 6 slices of toast, a 5-pound chicken, a 13-inch pizza, a 5-pound roast, 15 cookies, and 12 muffins. So with all of these features that this device offers, I figured it would make sense for me to showcase the rotisserie function because that's something that we haven't done on this channel. One day I would like to sort of do a face-off against this device and their original COSORI air fryer and see how they perform differently. But with that being said, if you had to pick one COSORI device to get, then it would probably be this one, considering that it has so many different functions. The device does come with a few items. Here we have the crumb tray, which you would place at the bottom. We also have a food tray, and this is actually what we are going to be using. And you would again just place this right into the bottom here. And that's going to catch all of the drippings for the rotisserie chicken that we are going to be making. It comes with one fry basket, so you would use this for air frying, obviously. One stainless steel rack, and you would use this just as you would in any normal oven. And if you're going to be making pizza or even just putting any other pan in here, this is going to be the rack that you are going to use for that. Here we have the rotisserie shaft along with the fork that I have on the end here. It came with 2 forks, so obviously we are going to be using this. This is what we are going to use to skewer the chicken. And the unit also comes with a convenient rotisserie handle, and this is what we're going to use to open the device, and we're going to go in and lift the chicken off so that we don't burn ourselves. So let's go ahead and get started with preparing the chicken. And of course, as usual, if you're interested in this COSORI air toaster oven, I will have a link in the description box below for you to check it out. Just like with any other COSORI product, this one does come with a recipe book. And in fact, they do have a very simple recipe for a rotisserie chicken. Their recipe actually involves doing a brine, which involves soaking your chicken in a 1-gallon salt solution for 1 hour. But I do not have that kind of time today, so I am actually going to be doing a rub. But what I actually would suggest you do, if you have the time, go ahead and follow their instructions and do the brine. And what I would actually do is I would do their brine as they suggest, and then to really kick it up a notch and add that extra flavor, I would do the rub that I'm going to be doing today. But the one thing that I will be following in their instructions will be the cook time and temperature, and they suggest that you cook it at 380 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So that's exactly what I'm going to do because their recipe is actually for a 5-pound chicken. My recipe is using a 3-pound chicken today. So it will probably be done a little bit sooner than suggested, but this is definitely a good starting suggestion. Most rotisserie chicken spices usually have a foundation of salt. So for this recipe, you will need 1 tablespoon of salt. But what I like to do is replace the salt with some Cajun seasoning. I'm using a Cajun seasoning that actually includes salt, and you use it as you would salt. So I am using that, and that's going to have extra flavor. And also you will need 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of paprika, along with 2 teaspoons each of rosemary and thyme, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and of course that is optional. That's going to provide the extra spice. And we're just going to make sure all of these spices are well combined. And now we're adding 1/4 of a cup of softened / melted butter. And then we're just going to combine this, and this is going to complete our rub. And then you want to make sure you rub not only the outside, but also the inner cavity of the chicken with your rub. And you might end up finding that you need a little bit more. So just make sure you have enough ingredients in case you need to make another batch of the rub, or probably another half batch. Here we are with my 3-pound bird, and now we're literally just going to go ahead and start rubbing it. And I was going to use some gloves, but I changed my mind. I couldn't be bothered, but you could definitely go ahead and use the gloves. And again, make sure that you do fill the inner cavity as well with all of that delicious flavor. So my hands are really messy right now. I'm just going to take care of thoroughly rubbing the chicken, and then we will return. I'm not quite done rubbing the outside of the chicken, but I am finished with the inside. So once you're done with the inside, you can go ahead and grab some kitchen twine, and you want to tie up the legs to prevent anything from falling out of the center cavity. And it'll also keep everything nice and compact to fit inside our air fryer. Nothing too crazy here, and I apologize, I'm not an expert at this at all, but the bottom line is we're just trying to tighten those legs up. Okay, so I've got everything nice and tied off and tucked. So now I'm going to continue rubbing the chicken, and then we will place it onto the skewer. So next what you want to do is insert the rotisserie shaft through the cavity of the chicken, and then you're going to secure it with the 2 included rotisserie forks. So I've already done that on one end, and then I just wanted to show you really quickly on the other end. We're just going to slide the fork through, and then we're going to hold the other end and pierce the meat. Let me unscrew that. We're just going to pierce through to secure, like so. And then we're just going to turn this screw to tighten the fork to the rotisserie shaft. Okay, that is all nice and tight. I'm sorry for the camera angle, but there's really nothing to see. All I'm doing is just twisting that tight here. And then it is nice and secure, and we're all set to place into the machine. We are back, and remember we do have the food tray in the lowest rack so that it can collect all of the drippings. And all that is left to do is to just pick up the rotisserie chicken, and we're just going to place it right into the designated rotisserie area. And I see we have a wing that is trying to get away. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm going to use my kitchen twine again and go ahead and tie the wings up. And then I will put this back, and then we will start cooking. We are back, and I did go ahead and tie up the wings, so I think I have everything nice and secure now. So we can go ahead and close this and start the cooking process. So to start our chicken, we are going to start with this function dial by turning it down to the rotisserie function. And then here we have the time and temperature dial. So I'm just going to move that up to 1 hour and 10 minutes. You want to press the time and temperature dial to go over to the temperature changing function. And we're going down to 380 degrees Fahrenheit. Here we have the fan button, and I want the fan to be on high because we want our skin to be nice and crispy. So I'm going to press that twice to go over to high for the fan, and then we are good to go to press start. And there we go. Things are off and running. It did take a moment to get going, but I did want to go ahead and show you that it is spinning. So if it's not spinning right away, just give it a couple moments. It's heating up, and then the spinning will start to happen. So I will see you when we are all done. We are back, guys, and look at how amazing the chicken has turned out. I just took it out of the oven, and I am just going to let this cool for a bit before I remove the skewer from it, and then we will be good to go to enjoy. The outside is nice and crispy. Everything smells absolutely wonderful, and I'm pretty amazed because I didn't have to do any basting at all. There was a lot of juice that did release into that bottom pan, but I didn't need to use it to baste the chicken because the chicken kept releasing juices and just sort of basting itself as it was turning. So far so good. Looks absolutely amazing. Special thanks to COSORI for allowing us to check out their toaster oven, and I will have the link in the description box below, and I will see you next time. Rotisserie chicken. Enjoy, and I'll see you at the dinner table.